It's Chris from Zamek Speed Shop, here to show you the latest and greatest on the track. Actually, I'm showing you what it is right now because there's going to be a teardown and a rebuild. One of the reasons why is I've been having trouble with my starting gate. So I went online and ordered myself a new one, and I'll show you that one very shortly. But first, let me just give you a quick recap of what's going on. So this is a JLH Crafts starting gate. It's operated by a servo. I've been having trouble with it since I got it, and it finally failed for good. Right now I've just been temporarily doing this to start a race while I'm testing and building cars to send out in the mail. So I needed to come up with a better solution. The other issue I had with it is, even though I had it tied into my homemade finish line, the times were never consistent, and I tracked it down to being that the linkage back here on the starting gate is so sloppy that, you know, the times would vary. You run the same car a bunch of times and the times would be all over the board. I ended up being that this linkage is just so sloppy in here, and the servo would jam sometimes, even if it's driven by a 9-gram servo on 9 volts, which isn't good to start with. Those servos are only designed for 4 to 6 volts, so I'm sure that contributed to its early demise. But anyways, I'm not here to bash the JLH Crafts. It's a great starting gate if you're not into being very accurate timing. If you want really accurate timing, I'd suggest moving up to something else, which I did, and I'll show you right now. And drum roll, please. Here is the box, and it is spool heads. Been working with Russ over, talking to him through chat, and this is what I ended up buying. And I'll tell you one thing right now, this thing is a quality unit. When I look at he's getting a little better light here. The quality of the 3D printing is amazing. I can't wait to get this hooked up and running. So I'll show you what's in the box here yet quick, and then so you get the starting gate. There's the 2 pegs. So this is the top of it, and there's your 2 pegs. You get a 12-volt power supply that plugs right into there. Also get this plate will mount on the top here. It's basically hard to tell with the glare, but it's a giant double joiner. So there's raised sections here that the tracks slide onto. There's the 2 holes that your pegs will pop up and down through. You get a pair of remotes. So this whole thing is wirelessly remote controlled, which is super cool. And as a bonus, he sent me this extra starting gate if I prefer to use this instead of just putting it through Orange Track. Thank you, Russ. Appreciate that. Also, a little bag of joiners that comes with it. So those will slide in if you want to connect this to your Orange Track. And some nice spool head stickers. Those will go real nice on the new drag strip when I get it set up. And as another bonus, we have been talking about a way to tie it into my finish line, so he actually sent me this nice 5-volt relay I'm going to be using to tie my finish line into the start gate. That's going to take a little bit of wiring on my part and figuring out, but he's done it. He said it works, so that's the only thing, is I need to find a way to do it with the remote. And the other thing you get is a nice little letter from Russ, and there was a mounting template. I dropped it on the floor, so I'm not gonna pick it up right now. But yeah, oh, and there was also a bag of extra screws for mounting this. So I'm really excited to get this set up. And what it's going to mean is, you see I have the track spread apart right now by 1 track width. I really kind of like that. But, and that was mostly due to the fact that this gate was set up that way. And I really like that. As one of the reasons I ordered the JLH Crafts gate to start with. But now I'm going to end up with the two tracks being right next to each other, you know, like that. So all the tracks coming up. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to find a better way to smooth it out a little at some of the joints. Right now I've got some Velcro under there that actually raises it up a little, so it creates little humps. I don't like that. I'm going to clean up some of the connections here. Some of these have gotten to the point where they have flexed a little bit and stick in and will catch a car, so I'm going to find a way to straighten those out. And then I'm going to come around and redo my finish line and do it permanently, as well as a new catch box. So all of that is upcoming in the next couple weeks. In the meantime, I have to try and fit that in between a bunch of builds. I need to, just going through these, I need to build me a Group B rally car for a mail-in race coming up quick. Also need to build me something for an Ultra Hots race and Gold Hot Ones. And also for a race over at Griffin Soul Diecast with the Pro-Am. So just to show you quick what I got laying out here, these are just a bunch of fantasy cars. I had the grandkids over. We were running, having a blast playing with those. I was letting them, you know, take those all over the house and beat them up all they want. Here's a couple cars I just recently bought that need to get put in the collection. Here's the rally cars I showed you. I've been testing, figuring out which one's fastest, which one I'm going to build for that Group B rally. There's a bunch more that need to get put back in the collection that I was out playing with. And here's the speed shop. Some of the cars I've been working on building. That was one that didn't end up going to the 67 Camaro Cavalcade. That was a gasser I was building for Gasser Fest that didn't end up going because it wasn't fast enough. And a couple other odds and ends I've been working on. And here's two cars that just got returned from the Comet Tail Speedway from Rick over there with his custom Carnage 3. So unfortunately these two didn't fare very well, but it was my first road course and I think I learned a lot. So appreciate you hosting that, Rick, and I'll be back with something faster and better. So that's what I got going on, guys. It's going to be busy the next couple weeks. I will try and get some videos posted. I'm just getting back from a week of vacation. That's why I've been so quiet. But anxious to get this put back together as a brand new track and get back to you and show you what it's like. So take care. Thanks for watching.